Hi, welcome to another Score 8 tutorial. Today we have another interesting problem. It is an absolute value inequality. Let's get right into it. Um, let's see how we solve this. Let's say the absolute value of x minus a half minus the absolute value of half x plus 3 is equal to 8. So how can we solve this problem? Now let's look at it. Let's look at it. We can actually look at this problem in cases. I would like to look at it in cases. So if we create a pairwise function of all of these, the absolute value of the absolute values of a is equal to what? Is equal to a, comma, if a is greater than 0 and what? Negative a for a less than 0. All right. So we can let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at what is happening here. Let's look at what is going on here. So we have so the absolute value of x minus a half is gonna be what? It's gonna be positive, which is this. If what? So if we look at the zeros of this problem, if we look at the zeros, we will see that if we look at the zeros, so x minus a half is equal to 0. It means that x is equal to a half. So, but look at it keenly. In what situation is x minus a half positive? So it is positive when what? X is greater than or equal to half. All right. And when it is negative, so negative will mean that we multiply all this by negative. It will mean that we have negative x plus half. So, and if we look at the zeros of these, minus x plus half equal to 0 will still mean that x is equal to half. So if we look at the zeros of these, will we have what? Will we have that when is this negative? When it is negative, negative when what? X is strictly less than half. So you see that? You see that, right? Now let's look at the other one. Let's look at this absolute value. The absolute value of half x plus 3. So it's equal to positive. It's positive when what? So the zeros here will be what? So we have these plus 3 equal to 0 will mean what? X is equal to negative 6. So this will be positive if x is greater than or equal to negative 6. Also, it will be negative, which will mean what? It will be negative if what? X is strictly less than negative 6. So you see, will be negative. So when it's negative, we'll be solving what? We'll be solving half x plus 3 minus 3 minus 3. So minus 3 equal to 0 will mean what? X is equal to, all right, I would like to look at the different scenarios. So we have, if I draw a number line here, so we have boundary points. We have two boundary points, which are what? The two boundary points are half and negative 6. So let's put negative 6 over here and half over here, which are boundary points. And we see that it is closed. So we have that. So it's open, is open and closed, open and closed. So it's open, so greater than, so less than negative 6 is open, but when greater than what? Greater than negative 6 is closed. So going this way is close. Going this way is close. And less than what? Less than half is open. So going this way is open. But greater than half, greater than or equal to half is closed. So these are our boundary points. These are our boundary points. So we are having what? We are having what intervals? We are having x is less than -6. Then we are having what? We are having uh -6 less than or equal to x strictly less than half. And we are having x greater than or equal to half. So those are the boundary points we having. Those are the points we're having. So let's see how we use these to analyze different scenarios of this problem. So I will just go ahead and slide this over. And we analyze the different scenarios. All right. We analyze the different scenarios of this problem. So we can call this so let me just write the equation. Let me just take down the equation here again so we are not missing anything. So we have the absolute value of x minus half x plus 3 equal to 8. So we have the absolute value of x minus half minus half x plus 3 equal to 8. All right. So let's look at case 1. Case 1 is the situation where what? Where x is less than -6. And when x is less than -6, let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what is going on. When x is less than -6, let's see which which uh which pairwise equation, which of them satisfy that interval. Less than -6, you see now that for this equation, we will choose this one, right? Because x less than half include that interval x less than -6, right? So for this one, we will pick this one. We will pick this one. And for the second equation, for the second inequality, x less than -6, is clear that is this one, right? X less than -6 is clear that is that one, is this one. So we're picking the second equations. So we're picking the negatives, the negative part of the inequality. All right. So what I'm trying to tell you is when this is negative, when this equation is negative, it becomes negative x plus half minus. So we don't need to put this inequality anymore because this is a full bracket. So minus half x minus 3, all of that is equal to 8. So now let's solve this equation. It might look pretty much similar. Let's go ahead and solve this. Can just bring like terms together. So we shall have x here. So negative times negative will give us positive half x. And then a plus half. Negative times negative, of course, plus 3 is equal to 8. All right. So minus x plus half x will give us minus half x. All right. And plus 3.5, which is 5/2 equal to 8. All right. So the LCM here can be 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1 x. So plus 5 is equal to 8. And you see that negative x plus 5 is equal to 16 because this multiply that. And also it means that negative x is equal to 16 minus 5. So we're subtracting 5 from both sides, minus 5 from both sides. So we give us 9. And we divide both sides by what? Negative. And the answer will give us negative 9. So for case 1, x is negative 9. Now let's look at case 2. Case 2 is when what? Case 2 is when x is when negative 6 is less than or equal to x, strictly less than half. Now let's see which one will we pick. Which one satisfy this? Let's see which of these are, you know. So in this case, you see that x is greater than or equal to negative 6, and x is less than what? X is less than half. Let's see which one satisfy this from this pairwise function. So x is less than half, definitely not this one. All right, definitely not that one. X is less than half. This one is in that. That one is in that. X is greater than negative 6, greater than or equal to negative 6. Definitely this first one. So we're doing for the first inequality, we're doing the negative, and for the second inequality, we're doing the positive. All right. For case 2, that is what we're doing. So the first case, the first inequality is negative. So therefore means negative will mean we have negative x plus half. And then the other one will be positive, means that will just be okay, yeah. So let's put negative there. It was supposed to be negative anyway, but plus minus is still negative. So negative and negative was already there. But this one will be positive, equals to 8. So now let's look at this. So let's simplify. Minus x plus a half. So all of that in there will be negative 3 equal to 8. So let's see what happens here. Negative x minus half x will give you what? So that is 1.5, which is 3 over 2x. Negative 3 over 2x. So then a half minus 3 will give us what? A half minus 3 is gonna give us this time this is 6. So that's gonna give us negative 5 over 2, which is equal to 8. So the SM here is 2, and we have negative 3x minus 5 is equal to 8. We have negative 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. We have again what? So we add 5 to both sides of the equation, and we have negative 3x is equal to 21. And we also have a negative 3. You also have a negative 3, and it means that what? X here will be equal to negative 7. All right. So let's look at the other case, the last case, which is case 3. Case 3 will be what? X strictly greater than or equal to half. So let's look at it. Let's go ahead and look at the pairwise distribution of this function and see what will we take. X greater than x greater than or equal to half. Definitely this one is there. X greater than half. Definitely this one is included. So we're doing all positive. Okay, guys, we're doing all positives, all positives. All right, we're doing all positives. We're doing all positives. We're doing all positive, all positive. Let me drag it this way so I can be able to see that. So all positive will mean x minus half, x minus half minus x, half x plus 3 is equal to 8. All right. So let's bring like terms together. Means that x minus half x, all right, minus half minus 3 is equal to 8. Okay. So x minus half will be half x, and that would be 3.5, and 3.5 is kind of like, negative 7 over 2, negative 7 over 2 equal to 8. The SM here is 2. So we have what? This divided by that will give us x minus 7 is equal to 8, and x minus 7 is equal to 16. We add 7 to both sides of the equation, and x will be equal to what? 16 plus 7 is kind of like 23. Yep, 23. Now, let's look at these three cases. Let's look at the three cases, please, guys. Let's look at the three cases and see if they fall in the interval that we have. What in this case we have x is less than negative 6. Does negative 9, does x equal to negative 9 fall in that interval? Yes. In this case, what? In this case, in case, in case 2, does negative 7 fall in this interval from negative 6 to what? To half? Not true. If we look at case 3, x is greater than or equal to half, does 23 fall in that interval? Correct. So it means that our solution to this problem is x equal to negative 9 and x equal to 23. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and if you have any question, you leave a comment, or you email score8@gmail.com. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you guys. Subscribe again to help the channel. Thank you.